welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you are a returning subscriber. My name is Denver. Today I'm going to be doing my teen mom story because one of my videos got a comment saying that I should do my teen mom story. I am no longer a teen mom. I turned 20 in December, so 2 months ago. Well, not exactly because it hasn't been 2 months since my birthday. We got a new puppy and she's gonna be running around. I'm filming in my living room today because Aspen is napping, so she won't be in this video unless she wakes up while I am filming, but I'm hoping that she doesn't. So let's get into how I became a teen mom. I'm going to start off by saying that I am not trying to glamorize being a teen mom in any sort of way, and I'm not condoning being a teen mom. I made decisions when I did because it's what I wanted, but that doesn't mean it's gonna be the right decision for everybody, so do not follow in my footsteps. I just had different circumstances than most teenagers. So, that being said, my teen pregnancy was a planned pregnancy. I think of myself, and everybody who knows me thinks of myself as like much older than my actual age is. So that's why I felt like I was ready to be a mom younger than most people do. Also, that's what I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to be a mom. So, for starters, my husband, who was just my boyfriend at the time, and I had been together for 8 months when I found out that I was pregnant. And yeah, I'm gonna go into a little backstory about our relationship and the steps that we took in deciding on whether or not we were ready to have a baby. My husband and I started dating the day after my 18th birthday because we do have an age gap. It's a little over 5 years of an age gap. Like I said, I feel like I'm more mature than most people my age, and I've just always been that way. And I've also always been more interested in guys older than me. Literally always. Like, my first crushes were boys that were like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years older than me. So it's not really that surprising. So yeah, we started dating the day after my 18th birthday because of the age gap. We just wanted to make sure that everything that we did was legal so that nobody, you know, so that nobody was hurt in the making of our relationship. Not that either one of our families cared, but we just wanted to wait to be safe. We started dating the day after my 18th birthday, like I said, which was in December. Fast forward 5 months to June, or May, not June. The end of May, I moved up where my boyfriend lived. We met through my best friend and our moms. We really met through our moms because I also met my best friend through our moms. Our moms went to high school together, and then they reconnected at their 25th high school reunion. So we basically met through our moms, and our moms basically set us up. So yeah, the end of May, I moved up to where my boyfriend lived with his sister, who is my best friend, and the plan was that his sister and I were going to live with their mom until her and I like got on our feet and could afford our own place. But fast forward a month, a little over a month maybe, sometime in July, Josh and I just decided that it would just be easier and better if I moved in with him because he already had his own place and I was staying at his house pretty much every night anyways. As it was, I maybe stayed with my friend and her mom like 2-3 times at most a week. So, and it worked out better because my work was closer to his house and whatnot, which I did not have my license at the time. I have my license now, but I don't have a vehicle. But I didn't have my license at the time, so it was like he would drop me off at work and then his mom would pick me up. So that's how it worked. It was just much easier. So around the time that I moved in with Josh, he was looking for a house to buy because he was renting a house, and we were talking about having another baby because he already has a son who was 5 at the time. 5. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was 5 at the time. So we were talking about having another baby because I was ready to be a mom and he wanted another one, but he wanted to be already in his own house and just make sure that he could financially afford it. So we talked about it on and off for about a month or 2, and then we decided that we were going to go ahead and try for a baby once in August. We were going to try once, and if it took, it took. If not, we would wait until after we moved into the house that he bought and we were all settled in, so that we didn't have the stress of moving and buying a house and whatnot on top of trying to conceive a baby. So mid to late August comes and we had already tried for the baby, and everybody is telling me to take a pregnancy test. Now, I hadn't missed my period yet. It was like 6 days before I missed my period, and I already had pregnancy tests because even though we weren't trying for a baby before, we also weren't like preventing very much. I wasn't on any sort of birth control. We did use condoms, but you know, condoms aren't trustworthy. So 6 days before my missed period, my mom told me to take a pregnancy test because I had fainted that morning, and I called her and I was freaking out because I had never fainted before, and I didn't know if it was just like a normal faint or if it was like a seizure, because when I fainted my entire body shook, which is normal, it's the adrenaline, but I had never fainted, so I didn't know. So I called my mom and she told me to take a pregnancy test, and I was like, no, I'm not pregnant. But I did end up taking one and it was negative. So I was at this point convinced, like, okay, yeah, no, it didn't take, I'm not pregnant. I'm gonna have to wait until we move, which was about a month. Not even a month. Yeah, not even a month, maybe? No, not even a month. But then another week goes by and now I have missed my period, which is normal for me. I've never had a regular cycle, but I'm just having more symptoms. You know, I fainted, I was very exhausted, my mood swings were insane. I had an increase of appetite, like if I did not eat breakfast, which wasn't normal for me. I literally would like have to sit down and just like wait until I got food in me because I was like just so weak and shaky and like dizzy all the time. I remember being so dizzy all the time, and it's probably because I wasn't eating enough, so I don't recommend. And finally, one night, Josh is my husband, we got in an argument about something so stupid, and I just remember like yelling at him, and his reaction to that was literally just like, he dropped the fight in general and just with the straightest, like most serious face, he told me that I needed to take a pregnancy test because if I wasn't pregnant, there was something else going on with me, because I was just like not the same person that I was beforehand. So I argued with him when he said that, but because I had already taken the test the week before and it was negative, so I was convinced that I wasn't pregnant. And everybody telling me that I was pregnant was just like irritating me, because I wanted to be pregnant, but the test had said no, so I was convinced that I wasn't. But I decided to take a pregnancy test anyways the next morning, because morning pee is the best. And I set the timer on my phone. I was getting ready for work. It was really early in the morning. I think I woke up around 6:30, if I remember correctly. The first thing I did was pee down the stick, put it down on the sink vanity thing, and then I started doing my makeup after I set an alarm. And when it went off, I was like, whatever, it's gonna be negative. I was like, so if this was the mirror in front of me on the door, I would sit on the floor and do my makeup in front of this mirror, and the sink would be right behind me. So I just like turned around and grabbed it, and I looked at it, and there was a faint second line, and I was so shocked. For some reason, I just like really didn't think I was pregnant, which is so weird, because the 2 months leading up to actually getting pregnant, I was convinced that I was pregnant. So to get a negative both of those months was like shocking, but this time to get a positive, I was so shocked. And I remember just like looking at it and saying, oh my god. And I couldn't stop saying that. I would say, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like, I literally just kept repeating that forever. And then finally, I was like shaking, and finally I stood up and I walked over to Josh, who was still sleeping because he didn't have to get up yet. And I woke him up and I was like, can you look at this? He was like, what is it? And I was like, it's my pregnancy test. Can you look at it? Do you see a second line? Because I see a second line. Do you see it? And he was like, I mean, yeah, I see it, but it's very faint. I don't think that you're pregnant. And I'm like, no, read the box. The box says if there's a second line at all, no matter how faint it is positive. And he was like, okay, I'm going to look at it as a negative right now because it's so faint. And you're going to retest after work. And I was like, I don't have any more pregnancy tests to retest with. And he was like, that's fine. We'll go to the store, get some more tests, and you're retesting. So I waited the entire day at work. I got off of work at like 2:30, I think, if I remember correctly. It's been so long since I've worked, which I'm not trying to like brag about. Trust me, some days I wish I could go back to work, but it's just not feasible for us. But yeah, I waited so long because at 2:30 when I would get off of work, I would go over to Joshua's grandma's house and sit with them, because we would have dinner with them every night. I would sit with them and wait for Josh to get off of work, which he got off of work at 4:30. And then from there, we would eat dinner with them, which means we weren't leaving until like 5:30 some nights. And then at 5:20ish, I think, we finally were done and left and went straight to the store from his grandparents' house, and I bought another box of the first response, and then another and then a digital clear blue one that said pregnant or not pregnant. And we went home, and that night I took another first response, and the line was already much darker than the first one from just that morning. So that was it. We knew that I was pregnant, and I was 18 at the time of finding out that I was pregnant. When I gave birth to Aspen, I was 19, and now I am 20, and she is gonna be 10 months soon. And it's so sad. She's not really a baby anymore. She's definitely more of a toddler at this point. She's so advanced too for her age, like height, weight, and just Her achievements are advanced for her age, and it's kind of sad because I wish I could still like hold her and snuggle her like a little baby. But she's my big girl, and I just love her so much. She is everything that I have always wanted, and she makes me so incredibly happy. Being a mother, you don't know what love is until you have your little baby. And she is the best decision I have ever made. No lie, I love having her. I love being her mom. I love everything about it. But again, I'm not condoning teen pregnancy. This was the best thing for me, especially at the point that I was at moving up here. I moved 3 hours away from my family. It got to a point where I was so lonely, and I just felt so alone, even though I had my boyfriend and I had his family, and everybody was so kind at that time, and just like welcoming. But you know, it's just not your family. So, and then I was also going through something else at the time, so getting pregnant with her for me personally at the time and the age that I did was the best thing for me, and I have no regrets. I love her, and she honestly saved my life because of what I was going through at the time, and maybe I'll open up about that at one point on my channel. But that's my story about being a teen mom. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more from me, be sure to subscribe. Normally, my daughter Aspen is in my videos with me, but like I said in the beginning, she's napping, so not today, but maybe in the next one, hopefully. I filmed her 7 and 8 month update because she's gonna be 10 months soon when she turned 9 months, but then I never edited it or posted it. So I think I'm gonna just combine 7, 8, and 9 month now because of how late it is to be posting that one. And then hopefully I can get back on track with 10 and 11. And then 1 year update. We don't have very long until she's 1. It's so sad. I keep looking over here because I have the baby monitor over here, and she is moving. So I'm gonna wrap this up. Be sure to like this video, comment down below if you're a teen mom, tell me about your experience, or if you just find my story interesting or you just want to talk to me, comment down below. I usually get back to all my comments. I don't have a lot of comments, so it's not hard for me. And thank you guys all so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.